Hey guys, I'm Amit Kumar and welcome to this video in which we are going to talk about using Apex with Salesforce User Interface. Now, Apex classes and Apex triggers can be created in the Salesforce User Interface itself. Classes and triggers are compiled when they are saved. Code cannot be saved until it compiles without error. The Salesforce UI also numbers the lines in the code. It uses color coding to distinguish different elements such as comments, keywords, strings, etc. Now we know that to create an Apex class in Salesforce UI, go to Setup page, search Apex class in the quick find box, click on Apex classes and then click on new to create your own Apex class. Now we can create Apex classes and Apex triggers in Salesforce User Interface itself, where Apex triggers are those Apex classes which are executed with an object. So if any new data is created, any data is updated, or any record is deleted from any object, then these Apex triggers executed automatically. We can create classes and triggers and they are compiled once we will save them. If the class or trigger has any sort of error, it's not going to compile while saving. If the Apex classes and triggers have any sort of error, it will show while we are saving it with the compilation itself, and definitely it will not save that class and trigger if it contains any error. The Salesforce UI provides some UI effects on the interface like color coding to distinguish different elements in Apex code, as well as it also provides the number of lines in the code. And to create Apex class, we need to go to setup page, and from there we can create an Apex class, which we will see in the practical session. Apex class versions can be controlled from the version settings tab. Apex tests can also be created from the Apex class section itself. Now if we want to create a trigger for an object, then we have to go to the object from object manager, click on the triggers option, click on new and provide code for the trigger. Now this is to be noted that we can't modify Apex using the Salesforce User Interface in Salesforce production org. So that's pretty much of talk. It's the demo time now. So guys, here we are in our Salesforce org, and to create an Apex class on the setup page, you have to go to this quick find box and type in Apex classes or Apex classes. You will get this Apex classes option. Click on it, and this is the interface from where you can see your already created Apex class, or you can create your new Apex class as well. So to create a new Apex class, you need to click on this new button, and this is the place where you can type in your Apex class code. For example, if I want to create a sample class now, I can create that by simply typing class sample and nothing inside it. You can control the version of Apex from the version settings. It will by default select the latest version itself, but if you want to work for an older version, definitely you can do that from here. Once we click on save, it's going to save it. So let's click on save now, and you can see there is a compile time error. Top level type must have public or global visibility, and that's because I haven't made the class as public or global. Once I do that and I click on save, it's going to save my class for me. It's not only going to do that, it's also going to provide the class name as well with the name I have provided in the code. So the class name is by default sample now. You can come to this Apex classes option and you can edit this class later on whensoever you want. So to edit it, just click on this edit option and you can type in whatsoever you want to add in the class, and you can save again. We can create test classes from here as well. By clicking on the new and providing the code for the test classes. We will discuss about test classes later on, so that part we will see later down the line. Now to create any trigger, you can go to object manager, select the object for which you are creating a trigger. For example, if I want to create trigger for account, I will click on account, and there is an option of triggers at the bottom, the second last option itself. So click on triggers, and from here click on this new and type in the code for the trigger. By default it will add few predefined codes. You need to provide the name of your trigger, you need to provide the event information over here, and definitely your code, and later on you can click on save. So trigger is something we will discuss later down the line, so I'm keeping that on hold for a while. And definitely you can see about the already created triggers from the setup itself. For that you need to type in Apex triggers or just Apex, and you will get this option Apex triggers. Click on it and all the already created triggers will be shown over here. So that's how we use Salesforce UI to create Apex class or Apex triggers for our org. That marks the end of this video. See you soon in the next video. Till then, thank you and take care.